Hi, folks, and welcome to Awesome Chat Live. Today we have the wonderful Ryan Cole, and my name is JP Adkins, and I get to be your host today. Um, we talk about with interesting people about whatever comes up. But Ryan's trying to get in. Let me give you his bio. He started writing when he was a little kid. His grandmother is actually the one who first told him that he was meant to be a writer. When he was 19, he attracted the attention of an agent who wanted to sign him as a screenwriter. That year, he was under contract with him. It was a big learning experience for him of what not to do. After that contract ended, he gave up writing and didn't write a single thing for about 5 years. Then he had a nervous breakdown during therapy. His therapist told him he should write in order to get his feelings out. So he began writing some poetry and joined the online poetry and spoken word group, and where they would all take turns taking the mic and reading our pieces. Eventually, they built up a small fan base and released his first spoken word album, My Suicide. That album was nominated for 2 National Poetry Awards. His follow-up album, Welcome to the Lonely Road, was also nominated for a National Poetry Award. This past year, he released his third poetry album, Ramblings, as well as an accompanying book, which I'll have links for all that stuff later. It was during that time of that recording, his first 2 poetry albums, that one of his friends approached about co-writing songs with her about autism. They wrote 2 songs together, released them for charity. Since then, he has gone to write more songs, some on his own, some with co-writers. Currently, he's working on a piano instrumental album, which will be released in August of 2015. He's a member of the Grammys, the Country Music Association, and the Emmys. He recently started writing a gay romance novel and just finished his first book. And it's going to the publisher, I believe, today. His dream is to get back to screenwriting and to one day win an Academy Award. He has done PSAs about mental health and awareness because he suffers from PTSD with high social anxiety and depression, and all stems from being bullied in junior and senior high school, as well as being raped at gunpoint when he was 19. He also hosts his own podcast, Ryan's Corner, where he interviews singers and songwriters about their work in the music business. Let's see, Ryan, are you there?
Yep, I'm here.
Welcome.
Yay! It's good to be here. I got my coffee. I was writing and I thought that it was later than it was supposed to. So I was like, oh God, I need to wake up.
Well, I have my sweet tea, and like this pure Southern gentleman that I am, I have it spiked just right.
Yeah, I don't do sweet tea. No. Ugh.
Yeah,
I went to Waffle House with my mom and my sister, and they both ordered sweet tea, and I ordered a Coke because I don't do sweet tea. And the girl put the cups down in front of us, and I went to drink it, and I could tell right away it was sweet tea, and I was like, oh God! I said, it's disgusting. And the lady said, Did I get it wrong? And I said, yeah, that's sweet tea. I don't drink that. It's gross. It's disgusting. I don't like it.
Sacrilege.
Sorry to all those people that like sweet tea, but I'm just not a fan. Not my cup of tea.
Sacrilege.
No.
Yeah, perfectly spiked sweet tea.
I prefer my coffee.
No, don't get me wrong. I love my coffee too. So, I'm a little bit of a coffee snob. What's your favorite blend?
I only drink Folgers. That's all I drink.
All right.
But I'm weird. I have to have French vanilla cream in my coffee. That's the only way I'll drink it. Yeah. If you probably can't tell from my cup. No. Can't tell. But it doesn't look anything like coffee. It looks more like milk. My mom laughs at me all the time. She goes, you really don't drink coffee. You basically drink the cream. I'm like, oh, well.
Teddy can't handle not being the center of attention. So say hi to Teddy, guys.
Oh, hey, Teddy.
Hi. Say hi.
Yeah. My 4 dogs are barking at some dog that's walking up and down the street. So if you hear them, I apologize.
Yeah. Well, that was the whole thing with Teddy. He was barking outside. So I brought him in to quiet him down. Then he was barking on the porch. And I'm like, stop that. That was the whole reason we brought in. So we know that you don't like sweet tea. What other Southern things don't you like?
Oh, I don't like biscuits. It seems everyone down here has to have a biscuit with every dinner that they have, and oh my God, that's not my thing. I don't like it. Well, I like biscuits, like sausage biscuit or biscuits and gravy for, that kind of thing is fine, but just a biscuit for dinner, like on the side, I don't understand that.
Well, it's that whole bread thing. You have to have a bread, you might as well have a biscuit.
Yeah, I don't mind bread, but it's just the biscuit thing. I don't know. It's weird to me. I guess I'm a true New Yorker. I don't know.
So, what was the best advice that you've ever been given?
Oh, Lord. I guess the best advice that I've been given is was actually given to me by my therapist, who told me to do my own thing, which I didn't understand what she meant at the time by it. But she had read some of my poetry when I first went back to writing, and she really liked it and said that it was really honest. And she told me that that's what she meant by it, was to keep being authentic and honest with everything that I'm doing. So that's just what I keep doing. And I find the more that I keep doing it, the more that my mental illnesses don't get to me. Because when I didn't write for those 5 years, it seemed like all the pressure from my mental illnesses were building up to a point where I had the breakdown. And now that I'm writing, I'm getting it all out. So
that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
What do you think would be the most important way to support somebody that has a mental illness?
I would say listening and not judging. It seems to be very hard for people to listen to somebody with mental illness to listen to anybody in general without judging. There seems to be a lot of judgment when it comes to people. And I don't know. I guess I'm not a fan. I don't seem to be a fan of many things, apparently. But that in particular, I'm not. I don't know. And the other thing I'm not a fan of is when people use the term crazy. Because a lot of people that I know that suffer from mental illness get told that a lot when their emotions run high or they have something that they're trying to say. Sometimes it might come across as really passionate, but instead the person usually says, "Oh, you're sounding crazy. You need to calm down." And that's like the one trigger word for many people that suffer from mental illness, is to use the crazy word, because we're not crazy. We just have an illness, and that's it.
That's really good advice.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone wants to be labeled crazy. Well, except me, of course. I've been crazy for a while.
Sometimes it's okay to be crazy sometimes. It just depends where you're doing it.
And where would you like to be crazy?
This is a G-rated show, isn't it?
That's fine. You know me, I don't do G-rated.
Oh, Lord. I know, I was about to message you before you went on the air and be like, "Oh, can I cuss?" I don't want to let an F-bomb slip and be like, "Oh, crap."
We are not on broadcast TV. We can cuss, we can do whatever the fuck we want.
Oh, good. Sorry, I'm just trying to get comfy.
Yeah. This house, when I moved in this house, I wasn't thinking about camera angles. There is not a good camera angle on this whole place.
Well, I mean, you can see my room now. I got my pink blanket and my ducky back there.
The ducky,
Oh, and you can't see my work board. Oh, here, let me move. You can see everything that I'm working on. See my dry erase board. I got everything listed on there that I'm doing. So yeah, that's a little cray-cray, but oh well.
Well,
we all have to stay busy.
And that's what I do. My schedule is just as crazy. Mine's just all on computer because I can't stand writing things down.
That's what everybody does. They're all like electronic and stuff, and that's not me. I'm more handwritten, which is weird because my hands don't cooperate with me usually most of the time.
It's funny because no one can read my writing. I can't read my writing, so therefore I type things.
Maybe you should have been a doctor.
Maybe
Yeah.
it would help probably.
Mm-hmm.
It comes from all the years of waiting tables, you know.
Shorthand.
Shorthand, whatever it is, I'll understand it later. It has 3 letters that may be there.
I found that to be so true though about the doctors, because I've been to so many doctors in the past 2 years, but all of them I can never read anything that they've written me ever, not once.
Yeah, it makes it's because of their note taking. They have all this notes that they have to do for school, and it's so bad that they just stop writing letters.
One of the pharmacists had to actually call them because she's told them, I can't read what you wrote on this prescription. I'm sorry. I was like, oh God, that's pretty bad.
So with all this going on in Boston, what do you think is going to be the tipping point? When is it going to be? Do you think would stop these kind of riots happening?
Oh, you mean in Maryland?
Maryland, yes.
Oh, I was thinking Boston. What the heck's happening
Baltimore.
in Boston? I thought, oh, the trial.
Yeah.
Well, I think if people would actually listen to the African American community, because their concerns are valid, and well, I don't want to label it like just an African American community concern, because it's everybody's concern. But I think if people would actually sit and listen to what people have to say about the subject, that they could, and actually take it in, not just sit there and nod your head and be like, okay, but actually sit and listen and take it in, and then use that to come up with something to change it. I think something could happen. But I also think if people are going to protest, they can do it peacefully, because, you know, they did it in the 60s. Gandhi did it. They all protested peacefully, even when they were being beaten in the head and almost killed. They still didn't fight back at all. They just sat there and took it, because that projects to people that are watching that the people were protesting peacefully, and these people came in and totally annihilated them, so they're on the wrong side, you know, versus what happened in Maryland, which I know it wasn't the people that were peacefully protesting, it was the rioters that were doing it. So there's my puppies.
There's the puppies.
Yeah, they're all barking.
And he perked right up. He's like, why are they there?
My puppies. I love them. I got 4.
4. Oh
yeah.
My goodness. I could not imagine.
Oh, it's so much fun. That's so much like energy coming at you at one time. It's so great.
Too much
it reminds me of Melissa McCarthy in Bridesmaids, when she took all the puppies and she goes, yeah, I think I didn't think it out before I took them all. And she's like, that's a lot of energy coming at you at one time. I love that movie. It's such a good movie.
So with writing your albums, which one gave you the most satisfaction?
I would have to say Ramblings, the last one that I did, because it encompassed 3 years of my work all in one.
Wow.
All in that one time. And it got a lot of response, I guess you could say.
Okay.
Which was weird in a way, because I do a lot of readings online for people, and but I found when people heard some of the stuff that I wrote or that I read, that a lot of them turned around and said, oh yeah, we don't really want you to read here with us. So that kind of always floors me when people, when you're talking about art in general, how some people are just like, oh, that's a little too much, or that's a little too far for us, or that's not something that we want discussed or talked about or something. Because I always feel with art especially that you have to go there. You have to talk about everything and anything, because that's, you know, how great art usually comes about.
I agree. I agree. You should be able to talk about anything and see everything. And if it's normally great art should make you feel something.
Yeah. That's always what I try to do. Everything that I do, I want people to feel something. They can love it, they can hate it, but as soon as somebody says, I didn't feel anything when I read that, then I know it's time to get out of the game. It's time to stop.
Exactly.
Time to go away.
Exactly. So let's move on to some of life's big questions, shall we?
Lord. Oh, this will be fun.
What makes you happy?
Writing. Yep. Writing makes me happy. Whether it's poetry, songs, screenplays, anything. Writing makes me most happy.
Okay. And what do you think happens when you die?
I'm not exactly sure what happens. I'd like to believe something happens. My head tells me we just die and then we're in the ground or you're cremated or whatever, you're just dead. But I'd like to believe something happens to you because it'd be kind of sad to think that you're here for however long and then you just die and that's it. You cease to exist. So, I don't know.
What does success look like to you?
Making a living at what I do.
Okay. What does that mean to you?
Being able to pay all your bills and do what you love to do. For me, it would be writing. Yes. So being able to make a living from writing, that would be my idea of success. I don't mean like, like $10 million or something, but just to be able to make a living.
Makes perfect sense. And so what are you working on now? What's next for you?
Well, I just finished writing my first gay romance book, and I'm turning that in tonight, actually. So I guess we'll see what happens with that. But I'm going to start working on the second one, just in case they want to publish this one. I don't know. But I'm finishing up working on my instrumental album, which I'm going to put out in August this year. I think, yeah, August. That I'm going to be doing a fan survivor thing that's going to be taped in June.
Oh,
it's going to be filmed for 8 days, I think it is. So I'll be competing on that. So I already told people when the challenges come up, don't look at me unless you want to laugh because I'm not physical, I'm not athletic, I don't do that stuff. So if you want a good laugh, just watch that part. Otherwise, skip over it because I'm not going to do good with that stuff.
Are you still doing your podcast?
Yes. Oh, yeah. That's every Thursday night. Well, most Thursday nights. So okay. This week we're having Doye on. She's an R&B singer-songwriter. And yeah, oh my God, I love her album. Oh, I got her album right here, in fact. Doye, got your album. Right, everybody should get it. It's so good. You'd love it.
All right.
And she's a sweet, sweet lady. Love her.
So what haven't I asked you that I should have?
I don't know. You're the one doing the interview. Usually when I do interviews, I have the whole book full of questions there to pull from.
I do. I have the whole book. But I try not to go through the whole book of questions so that way, more spontaneous. It's also why you don't get a list of questions either.
Oh, well. No, I find that I don't want to say that. Oh my God, that would be so wrong if I see. I'm getting better. I'm thinking about stuff before it just shoots out of my mouth. But,
it's okay. You can shoot out.
I did that once. I did a show at the very beginning when I started the podcast, where I didn't have a list of questions. Where I was like, "Oh, I can do this. This will be fine," and I'll just wing it. And I figured out that I went through all the questions I had in my head in like the first 10 minutes. And then I was like, oh crap, where do I go from here? And then I was like, I'm going to play a song and we'll be right back. And while the song was playing, I was writing out all these questions to think. And after, oh my God, I was white knuckling it all the way to the end of because it's an hour show. So I was white knuckling it all the way through. And then after that show, I told myself, never again. I will be prepared. I will be professional, and I will have the questions ready. So ever since then, that's what I do.
That's why this is a fluid show, because
yeah.
if I run out of questions for you, if you bore me, I stop asking questions.
Well, you already yawned, so I'm assuming. Yeah, I noticed that you were like, I was like, oh crap, I need to.
No, it's actually, I went to work. It's my evil day job at 6 o'clock in the morning. So.
Oh Lord.
Yeah. So now I'm just now getting to relax. Like, I cooked dinner. I did a couple of chores. Got ready, and this is the first time I sat down is to talk to you. So
I was just going to bed at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
So I was up writing, and then I was up at 10:30 in the morning.
Well, that's always fun.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to make sure that I was up for this.
Well, yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah. So I was like, oh. Not that I didn't want to be interviewed, but. So I'm just trying to make sure I'm alert and awake and able to answer questions.
That's always wonderful. That's always helpful. It's more helpful than if you're more awake than I am. It's okay.
I know. Well, the coffee's helping. I can feel it right now. It's like, woo!
Yay!
I'm awake. I'm here.
We're awake?
Yeah.
So tell me about in your book. I know that there's a dog. Tell me about the dog in your book.
Oh, Puddle?
Puddle.
Oh, okay. Yeah. He's always getting into mischief. Yeah. I based him on one of my dogs that I have. His name's Gizzy, and he's always doing crazy things. But the dog in the book, the main character, Tyler, goes to adopt a pet because he thinks he's going to be alone for the rest of his life. So he just thinks, oh, I'll just get a dog then to fill the void. And so he goes to get the dog, and he sees Puddle, and he's like, oh, well, he's cute. All right, I'll take him. So he gets Puddle, and he goes to the front desk to fill out all the paperwork for Puddle. Uh-huh. And the lady goes to the back to get the paperwork, and he's sitting there talking to his friend, and he puts Puddle on the desk. And Puddle has to go to the bathroom, and he ends up urinating on the keyboard, on the computer keyboard right there. And that's how he got his name, Puddle, because he made a puddle on the desk. And then there's a condom incident, and then there's a few more funny incidents that happen, but I won't say what they are right now. And then there's a whole chapter that I wrote that's from his perspective that I thought was real funny and real cute too.
It sounds like it.
Yeah, and I think the last chapter of the book is also going to be from his perspective too. I finally figured that out last night. That's what I was writing last night because I thought it'd be cute. And I think that there might be a sequel to it if it gets picked up. I don't know, but I'd like to do a sequel because I'm already connected with the characters. I'm really loving them so far.
Yeah, I think from what I've read of yours, it's been really good.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. I'm hoping. I let somebody read some of the stuff that I've written, and as she told me, she said, and she knows some of the next books that I want to write. And she goes, how come all of your characters are so damaged? I told her, I said, because nobody's perfect. I said, who wants to read a book where people are perfect all the time? Like for a writer, that's dumb. I would never write a character that's just perfect because no such person exists. Plus, I don't think anybody would read a book about somebody that was perfect.
What do you think about insta-love in your novels?
Insta-love?
Yeah, boy meets boy, boy falls in love with boy, love at first sight.
I think it's a nice fairy tale we tell ourselves, but I don't know. It's never happened to me, so I don't know. I just write. I don't know what movie it's from, but I just want it to be like, where, you know, they're like, I don't know, lady, I just write the shit. I don't know. Oh no, it was from Tootsie. That's right, Gina Davis, but she was talking about something else.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's kind of like how I feel. I don't know, Jeff. I just write the shit. I don't live it.
But you read the shit. And
I do. I got a whole bookshelf full of stuff. My friend Mayor's the one that got me into it, and then she's the one that told me, or she wrote a book called Trusting Love. I have it over here. I had to look at it first.
It's on my Kindle.
Yeah. Oh my God. I love her. And she's working on another book now. But yeah, she's the one that got me into reading all these books. And then I thought, and then she wrote her book, and she's the one that kind of helped me think that maybe I could write a book, a gay romance book. So I thought, okay, I'll give it a whirl and see what happens. So that's where I'm at now.
So what is the craziest thing that's ever happened to you on a date?
Oh my God, really? You're
You don't get to tell that story.
I'm thinking that's why you asked the question.
Oh, that is a good story, but no. We're got PG. We'll keep it PG.
Oh. Okay. Are you asking that because you know that I'm writing that book?
I'm writing both.
Oh, okay. Well, for people that don't know, you gave me that idea because I told you a lot of stories of the people I see. And I actually came up with the title for the book. I have it. Where is it? It's on the board. But it's something, the title of the book's going to be something like, okay, I've kissed the frogs. Now where the beep is Prince Charming. So it's going to be snippets of all the different men, I guess you could call them, that, that have come into my life, I guess. I remember the first guy, though, James. Oh, I shouldn't say names. I'm sorry. See, I have to do that. Like when I'm writing the book, I have to change names to protect the not so innocent.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I was seeing him for a little bit, and then when we first got to, this is why I want to write the book, because there's red flags with everybody. There's red flags, and for some godforsaken reason, we all choose to ignore the red flags. They come up every single day, and we're just like, well, I'm sure we make excuses. It's not like, and I'm writing the book to tell you, if you see the red flags, they're there for a reason. And this guy, when I first met him, I remember he called me on the phone. I met him through a friend, and I thought, oh, he's really cute. But I thought he was straight, so I was like, that's not going to happen. And then anyway, so he called me one day, and I was like, hello. And he said, hey, do you remember me? Well, I already said his name. It's James. I'm like, oh, hi. And he said, we started talking, and then there was a long pause, and then he said, well, aren't you going to ask me the question? And I thought, well, what question am I supposed to ask you? And he goes, are you gay? And I said, oh, okay. Are you gay? And he goes, no. I go, okay. And then he goes, but I'm bi. And I'm like, okay, that was a red flag that I should have seen. Right there. But I was like, oh, okay, I thought this was interesting. And so we started seeing each other for about 2 weeks. It was 2 weeks. And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, he tells me, oh, I want you to meet my girlfriend. And I thought, your girlfriend? And then so I went and met his girlfriend. And his girlfriend was kind of standoffish too. And she and I got to talking, and we were both like, this isn't for us. He wanted to date both of us at the same time and have this relationship. Yeah. And he had explained to me that he only wanted to be with her to have kids. That was the only thing. He just wanted kids, and that was it. And I remember on the car ride home from meeting this girl, I yelled at him. I was doing everything, screaming at him, and then I kicked him out of the car. I told him to get out, and he got out. But yeah, that's one of the instances I'm going to be writing about in the book, is because that was a huge red flag. And then there was another one, I told you about him, where he was a cokehead, and there were red flags everywhere. You know, like the little mirrors on the coffee table that had white powder residue all over them. And you just choose to ignore it all, and it's just crazy.
Yeah,
you wanted me to tell the other story, and I wasn't.
No, you can't tell that story. I don't think that's a good story.
I gotta save that for the book. That's
a good one for the book. Although that is a great story.
Oh, you didn't hear the latest. Oh. I haven't talked to you in a little bit.
But Maya Angelou has famously said that when somebody shows you who they are, believe them the first time. And I think that's very true. Had I done that, I could have saved myself 6 years of craziness, for sure, and probably the last 6 weeks of craziness with this one. So.
But they also say people come into your lives for a reason. You're supposed to learn something from everybody. And I can honestly say that even though all these guys have done terrible things or whatever, I've actually learned something from every single one of them about what I don't want. So, I mean, I guess that's a learning experience.
Well, Abraham Hicks says that whenever you run into something that you don't want, you're sending the rocket of desire to what you do.
Well, then all I have to say is the guy that's meant for me is getting napalmed with rockets. He's probably dead. That's why I haven't seen him. He's dead somewhere in the middle of a field.
Did you write your list that I told you to?
No.
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 Should have a list of qualities that you're looking for.
No, I kind of gave up on that. I'm just gonna, I don't know, do my thing for a while. See what happens.
There's nothing wrong with doing your thing.
No.
Your thing.
Get to know me. That's what I'm gonna do.
Yay. You're pretty spiffy,
Oh yeah. Woo!
All right, boss man. Let me get off here. Get some sleep.
Okay.
And it was really great talking to you. I really appreciate you coming on.
No problem.
Tell us so you're going to have next Thursday. When can
this Thursday is my interview with Doye, and that's on Blog Talk Radio.
Okay.
Thursday at 7 Eastern Time, 6 Central Time.
Wonderful. So you need to send me that link, and I'll send that up. Also links to your albums.
Oh, okay, sure.
And we'll get.
Well, the first two are out of print, I think.
Okay.
So, but I'll send you the one for Ramblings.
Exactly. All right. Thank you so much, Ryan. You be good.
Thank you.
And I will talk to you soon.
Okay. Sleep tight.
I'm going to. I'm ready.
Yeah, now you just drank the tea.
Yeah. I was going to do a coffee, but if I drink the coffee, then I'll never go to sleep.
I know. I was expecting the interview to be like 2 hours long, so I'm like, oh, let me get the coffee out. And I'm like wired, and you're like, how can I go to bed? I'm like, oh, geez, all right. Talk about a letdown. Not the interview. I'm just saying.
I can't help but be a disappointment to everybody.
Oh, it's like that story that you wanted me to tell, where you got the big build up, and then you're like,
oh, yeah. Oh, that's horrible. That's even more horrible than the actual story.
Oh, I mean, it's the same thing. It's a big build up, and then you're like, oh, really? I'm joking.
I know. I'm just, I don't know why I picked Tuesdays for the interview show. I'm like,
I know you should do like Wednesdays or something.
I'm on camera.
I used to do Wednesdays and for my podcast, and that seems to be a great day because everyone seems to not be busy on Wednesdays.
Yeah, Wednesdays were. My problem with Wednesdays, I work 2 hours later.
Oh.
So I'll be like literally rushing home from work, maybe getting clothes on, different clothes, and then. So that was the problem with Wednesday. That's why I picked Tuesday, thinking, oh, I'll come home, I'll get to take a nap. And be up and nice and refreshed and awake.
Well, you can't do Monday. because it's like the Monday blues. It's like, oh.
Yeah, can't do Mondays.
You can't do Friday because everyone wants to go out and do stuff.
Right.
After sex or whatever.
Yeah, well, that's Saturdays for me.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah, Saturdays is taken up for sex.
Yeah, for me, it's never. I gotta wait. Let's see. It hasn't been 5 years. Yeah, let's wait.
I spent 6 years celibate, pretty much. So, it's all right.
No.
It's my time.
It can be done. There you go.
It can. I'm proof. It can be done. It shouldn't be, but it can be. I don't recommend it.
Oh, so Saturday is out of the question then for you to do interviews. Sunday night?
Sunday night, yeah. I mean, I could.
Yeah, but then you're gearing up for work the next day.
Then I'm gearing up for work and trying to it's my only day off.
I guess we're stuck on. Well, you could do Thursday night.
I could.
Well, then I wouldn't be able to listen.
Yeah, then we compete.
Yeah.
For people's airtime, and then we're fighting with each other, and
well, I could just watch later.
We're doing slander talk against each other, and
oh yeah, that's so gonna happen. Oh, nobody listen to that bitch, Jeff. Oh my god. Oh,
he's such a cunt.
Oh my god, he's so annoying. Oh my god, just
oh my god, like Ryan. He has nobody interesting on his show anyways.
No, oh my god, such a loser.
And with that, I am gonna go. Thank you.
Sleep tight.
I will. You be good, and I will see you soon.
Okay, bye.
And thanks everybody. We'll talk to you guys next time on Awesome Chat Live.